Hi there, I'm Lei from MB Custom Lures. The purpose of this video and all the other videos is purely to help you catch more fish. So in this video we're going to talk about trebles versus singles. So to start with trebles, the pros and the benefits of trebles is the hookup rate is always excellent due to the hook exposure. You can see that the hook exposure is second to none, and your hookup rate is always going to be the best it can be with a pair of trebles. The time to use treble hooks is when you're fishing pressured water or pressured fish, where you may not get very many shots at hooking a fish and you want the best possible chance of hooking that fish when the fish strikes your lure. The other good times to use trebles is when you have a short fight time. Trebles aren't that suited for longer fight times. For example, if you're hooking a fish close to structure and the fight time is really quick, you hook the fish, you pull him away from the structure and he's boated. That's the ideal time to use treble hooks. The other great thing about trebles is they've got a bit of weight in them, so you can move the treble from the front to the back of the lure to change the action of the lure. Okay, the cons. Trebles are far more likely to foul hook a fish. So when you've got one treble in the fish's mouth, the other one might swing around, get the fish in the head, in the belly, in the gills, and all of a sudden you're not pulling the fish from the mouth anymore, you're pulling him sideways, or and your fight times will go up dramatically. They could double in some cases, and also because you're not steering the fish from the mouth anymore, you could be pulling him sideways. That fish has an advantage over you, and the chances of him potentially reefing you are higher. So foul hooking, extended fight times, more potential to get reefed. Some of the cons. Also, the trebles opening up. So got a little rig here. So I call it the 2-to-1 leverage of a treble. So picture this hook point here is in the fish's jaw, and these two hook points are up against the side of the fish's mouth. And you can see that it doesn't take very much effort from the front of the lure here to bend that hook. Now all you need is 20 kilos of rampaging fish, an angler who's pulling on the rod as hard as he can, and that hook will open up very easily. I've got about a dozen treble hooks which have been broken or bent, and even high-end trebles like GT recorders, I've got a few of those which are bent, and I've got about 2 single hooks which I've opened or bent. So the chances of opening a treble hook is far higher than opening single hooks. Also, another downside is with these big trebles, and any trebles really, is that they're heavier than singles. So singles. The pros of singles and the advantages is you have a very solid hookup. Once that hook is in the fish's jaw, the chances of that hook coming out are very minimal. Also, once the first hook is in the fish, the second hook swinging around is fairly unlikely to foul hook the fish. So therefore, you'll be fighting the fish from the mouth, and you'll be able to steer the fish in a more controlled manner. And that makes a single hook ideal for catching fish which have a long fight time. For example, tuna. Also, with the single hook, once that hook is in the jaw, there's no other hook points like on a treble to open up that hook. So the chances of the single hook opening up are also minimal. Another good thing is that they're lighter, and when you run two singles on a stick bait, the action you get is definitely more dramatic than running two heavier trebles, which will dull down the action of the lure. Now the cons of running singles is that there's only one real one, is that the hookup rate is not as good. You can see on the lure, the hook coverage is not as good. You've only got 2 hooks, not 6 hooks when you run 2 trebles. So that's really the only downside of running singles, is the hookup rate's not as good. But it's ideal when you've got lots of fish around, because once that hook goes in, you're almost definitely going to land that fish. So basically, that's basically it. So that's a bit of information for you to choose to go trebles or singles. And I hope the video helped. Thanks for watching.